Liz Kendall for Labour is with us this morning. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you.
Well,
thanks for joining us on the programme. Quick thought on Boris Johnson before we move on to other stuff?
I think this week we're just going to see what we've always seen with Boris Johnson, which is a man who's more concerned about himself than all the people who couldn't get to say goodbye to their loved ones during COVID, and will blame anybody else, anyone but himself, for his downfall. You know, it wasn't just about the parties he attended. He backed Owen Paterson, you know, who was lobbying on behalf of companies who paid him. He backed Chris Pincher when there were all of those allegations about sexual misconduct. And I think the problem for the Conservatives and Rishi Sunak is when most people are desperately worried about how on earth they're going to pay their bills, they see them talking about themselves, more concerned about the future of the Conservative Party than the future of the country. And that is the real problem facing the Conservatives.
Talk to me about your remit, Shadow Minister for Health and Social Care, of course. What more could have been in the budget, as far as you're concerned?
Well, the main thing, actually, for me, was proper action to get the economy growing again, because it's only if we've got a growing economy that we'll have the money that we desperately need to put into our vital public services. And after everything that Jeremy Hunt announced, we've seen growth downgraded in years 3, 4 and 5 going forward. We've got the biggest hit to living standards since records began, and most people are going to be asking themselves, am I better off under the Conservative government?
Well, you are if you're a senior consultant or a senior doctor.
Well, you are if you're a very wealthy person who has £1 million in their pension pot. That's the only permanent tax cut we've seen, is for people, the top 1% of people in terms of pensions.
But Labour wanted that to happen, didn't they?
Well, we called for a specific programme on doctors. That's what Wes Streeting was been calling for, and it's great irony, Kay, that the Conservatives were attacking Wes, saying it was an unaffordable scheme. Now they're doing it for everybody. We need to take action on the doctors because we've got such a shortage of doctors in the NHS.
Yeah, but
they shouldn't be doing it
but just for the benefit of our viewers, as you know, the Treasury looked at that and it was just too complicated to do that in a short period of time.
I don't believe that, because we already have a bespoke scheme for judges. And look,
Which took 2 years to put in place.
But let's look at what's the real issue here. We're trying to make sure that the over 50s can go to work. And the biggest reason why people, the over 50s, are economically inactive, why there's been such a big increase, is they've got physical and mental health problems, and because they have caring responsibilities for elderly and disabled relatives. It's not about this pension issue. So they're not solving that problem. They're not solving the doctors' issue, but they are giving that big tax cut to many, and that's what we've got
the senior doctors who have retired because of the pension issue. They are solving that. By saying that you can save as much as you want into your
Well, let's see if they actually do that. We need a big transformation.
That, then?
We need a big... No, we want a bespoke scheme.
But it will take 2 years to put in place.
Well, it probably does under this government, because they take so long to do everything. We think we can move on that much more quickly. We also have a plan for the biggest ever expansion of the NHS workforce in its history, but we do not support a permanent tax cut for the richest 1% in terms of their pension pot. That's not the right priority when so many people are struggling with the cost of living.
Talk to me about Rwanda, if you would, please. I don't know if you heard, I'm sure you did, the Home Secretary at the weekend talking about the newly constructed homes for migrants. She's hopeful that the first of those that she wants to send there will be going in June. She said, these houses are really beautiful, high quality, welcoming, and I quite like your interior design. I need some advice myself.
I think it speaks for itself, Kay. I mean, I'm not interested in a PR opportunity, photos. I'm interested in action that stops so many people coming over on these boats. I want to see proper action to tackle the criminal gangs. I want to see a speeded up asylum process. I want to make sure that action is taken in the countries where the problems are created in the first place. And people are very concerned about these issues, but they want a proper plan, not a photo opportunity. But I'm afraid that's all we've learnt to expect from this Home Secretary.
It's good to see you as always, Liz. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Thank you.